every time we go for it on fourth down or set ourselves up to go for it on fourth down, I'm doing what I think is best for the football team at that particular time. I'm not going to get into. I know I tried to share with you guys as much as I could last week. I don't think I'm not gonna make that a weekly habit of explaining that to you guys. Every time I do something like that, I'm doing it because I think it gives us the best chance to win the football game. When you don't convert on fourth down, that's going to be 100% on me. Regardless, and that's my role as the head football coach. That when that play doesn't go the right way, there's going to be blame to be had, and that's going to be on me.
All right, Sirianni defending his decisions to go for it on fourth down while in field goal range during their win over the Saints. Stephen A., do you feel like Sirianni's taking too much heat right now?
I want to hear from this man.
Yes, he should take more heat. He did. First off, he was way too defensive after the Atlanta game. He was criticizing the Philadelphia media because of the Falcons situation on the pass play, which I happen to agree with him on there. But the other day, he got so bailed out on 3rd and 16 at Goddard, which won the game for Philadelphia. The other day, his field goal decisions were an absolute disaster. I mean, my 10-year-old could have figured it out. I don't have a 10-year-old, but my 19-year-old could have figured it out better. First off, in the first half, okay, he has an opportunity at the end of the half to get 3 points on the board, and instead, with 9 seconds to go, with no timeouts, he decides to go for it on fourth down for maybe one extra play where he can throw the ball in the end zone. Nick, take the field goal and get the heck out of there. What are you doing? And then they get stopped on fourth down, they don't score. And he's sitting there, and all he was going to get out of it if he got the first down was one extra play. Take the 3. And then in the third quarter, he's got a 4th and whatever from the 34-yard line, and he goes for it in a 7-6 game. Nick, take the points, okay? Take the points. And then the worst thing that I have seen in a long time, he's got 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Are you paying attention?
Yeah.
It is 7 to
I'm literally looking at you in the eyes right now.
I know he doesn't. You have to. It's 7-6 in the fourth quarter, okay, on fourth down, and he opts for a 60-yard field goal.
You realize we were watching this, too. I appreciate the breakdown, but
this is the dumbest thing in the world. He doesn't make a 60-yarder, and the Saints, down by a point, start with the possession at the 50-yard line. Punt. They haven't scored all day. Instead, the kid misses a 60-yarder, and that's not give me a 60-yarder. And then the Saints go right down the field. Steven, those are 3 horrendous decisions by the Eagle head coach.
I'm not refuting it. I'm just saying you have to learn the word consistency and recognize that it's supposed to apply to you, too. When I talk about Travis Kelce, you don't want to get into the minutia. You want to get into the overview. They're 3-0. Well, guess what? If Saquon Barkley doesn't drop a surefire first down catch against Atlanta, it's 3-0 that the Philadelphia Eagles are. I'm looking at a guy like Jalen Hurts that's committed 6 turnovers over the last 2 over the season thus far. Okay, 2 each game. He has 26 turnovers since the start of last season, more than anybody in the National Football League. After having an MVP caliber season in which he only committed 8 turnovers and went to the Super Bowl the year before. You didn't bring that up. I'm looking at the fact that you got a guy like a Nick Sirianni that goes into New Orleans on the road. And again, I don't like some of the idiotic things that he says. And the worst thing about him is his press conferences. The worst thing about him is that he talks. Because every time he opens his mouth, you're like, what the hell are you thinking? I mean, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever sometimes, the way he dances around. But we also have to take into account, I remember a particular game where he took hits last year, and then his team came out and revealed that they audibled, that they changed the play at the line of scrimmage, and he took the heat for it rather than dime them out. This is who Nick Sirianni has been. We have to be fair to this man. He's gotten them to the playoffs 3 straight years. They would have been 3-0 if Saquon Barkley had caught the ball. They go into New Orleans the other day. They're going up against a team offensively. Their offensive starters has scored on 15 straight possessions. Okay, this is what their offense has done, their starting offense. You go up against that New Orleans Saints team with an Alvin Kamara, with a Chris Olave, with this kid Shaheed and others, with Derek Carr balling out with the highest QBR, in the NFL at that particular moment in time. and you hold these brothers to 12 points. We got to take all of that into consideration. Without A.J. Brown, with Devontae Smith going down, with Lane Johnson going down, I mean, my God, certainly you can point to what you pointed to, and you have a point. But in the end, from an overview perspective, not just when it suits you, but period, when you look at the overview of what he has done, to sit up there and to say that, you know what, he's taking too much heat, he's not taking too much heat. Wait a minute. There's a lot more good than bad with the man. Give the man some credit.
I didn't say he should be fired, Steve.
I understand that. I'm
saying that when you have a 4th down, you don't try a 60-yard field goal with 6 minutes to go in a game when it's a 1-point game. Because if you don't make the 60-yard field goal, the Saints are sitting there at the 50-yard line. And as it turns, which a field goal, they have the lead. And if he doesn't get the 3rd and 16, which was a lucky busted play, you're telling me the Philadelphia sports fan would not be screaming and yelling this morning about the 60-yard field goal?
I'm saying, in terms of the field goal, it's all about the faith that you have in your kicker.
It's 60 yards.
It's all about the faith that you have in your kicker. It's all about the faith that you have in your kicker. All right, who's the guy that kicked the 65-yard field goal the other day?
Aubrey, he's great.
Aubrey, all right, okay, I'm just saying. The point is, you put him out there to do it because you believed in him. You believed in him, so you did it.
Well, how about at the end of the half, Steve? He's got one play at most to throw the ball in the end zone. Take the 3 points and get the heck out of there.
I agree with that.
What is he doing?
I agree with that.
Kurt's throwing a few too many picks, too.
He's right. Stephen got that one. He's right.